Welcome to another episode of On Location with Councillor Mandewo, where we talk about the amazing people that we have in our community, the amazing city of Coquitlam. Today, I have the opportunity of sitting down with Tiffany. Tiffany, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Tiffany Yang, and I'm a resident of Coquitlam and a graduate of Emily Carr University of Art and Design.
Amazing. How I got to know about you is I saw an article that came out about the art that you do. So can you talk to me a little bit about how you got into art and what kind of art you do?
I love art, and the first thing that I remember is when I was very little, that when I can hold a pencil, I'm drawing everywhere. And then I got into a lot of issues in like endangered species and sustainability, zero waste in our oceans. So then that made me started thinking and started making art that had more meaning and about issues.
Wow, I know you talked about endangered species. What got me when I saw the newspaper article was a tiger. And you did a tiger that looks so real, all with snow. Can you say a little bit about that?
Yes, the tiger. I think a lot of people have been so interested in some of my sculptures from before, and they all feature endangered species. So this year I've chosen the tiger because right now in our world we only have 3,890 tigers left in the wild. So my tiger is very cool.
And what I like too is you said when you started you didn't have snow. You're originally from Taiwan, and you didn't have snow except in the high elevations in Taiwan. But when you moved to Canada, you were in Burnaby first, but now we're lucky to have you in Coquitlam. Yay!
Yay!
When you were doing your art, you started with the polar bear. And tell me a little bit about how that came to be.
The year that I made the polar bear, it got a lot of attention from our neighborhoods. The kids come out, grandpa and grandmas come out, families come out with their dogs. And then they all come take photos, and then that's when I started to talk to people and starting conversations about endangered species and telling people facts about why we should care and that, how we can care and show how we care to these animals. Then it got me thinking that maybe I need to put more hope in some of my sculptures. So that's why last year I made the mother polar bear and her cub.
Nice, nice. I wish I lived in your neighborhood. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to highlight, your piece here. Can you tell me what inspired that piece?
So this piece I did in Emily Carr University, my first year in foundations. It was a piece inspired by Zach Freeman. And what he does is that he takes apart computer parts and then he uses the parts that cannot be recycled and puts them together and making them into portraits. And that got me very inspired, and then I made this with all the stuff I collected ever since I was a kid.
Wow.
I try not to throw a lot of things away. A lot of things like candy wrappers, and origami, beads, broken pens, there's film.
Yeah. And it's all your recycling. That's where the sustainability comes into your art. This is my favorite piece of yours.
Thank you.
Yeah. And can you share with the audience what this is all about?
For sure. This piece is made from, if you can guess it, it's made from candles. So the piece of the body is made from birthday candles. There are over 320 candles up here alone, and the base is made from wax. And the message here is that we know that the Arctic is melting, and that wax, when you light it up, it does melt. And that represents how the process of it melting is like the Arctic. It's melting away as we speak. Canada has one of the most populated polar bear populations here, mainly in Churchill. So I want to bring that into awareness and focus into a lot of people and young kids to think about, daily things like reduce, reuse, then recycle. A lot of things that can, easy things that we can do and change the world.
Yeah, it's funny, my daughter, when she was in first grade, that's one of the things she learned very early on was, the 3 R's. So what would be so neat is if you were to go into the schools and be showing a piece like that, or even doing some art with them. So if you were to share one thing with the audience, with people in Coquitlam, what would you share?
This is a pretty hard question. I have a lot of things to share, believe me. So one thing that I really want to share is that in life, I think everyone needs to learn how to love ourselves first. And that step is so important into discovering more things in the future. Because when you know how to love yourself, you know that other things also needs to be loved too. Animals, plants, a rock, the tree, the ocean, your neighbors. Many things wants to be loved and can be loved when we learn how to love ourselves first. And that's very important, because then we start learning about, you know, being humble, and also how to be a person that has empathy. You know, life can be good and bad. You keep going. You know, it's a balance of negative and positive. Too much positive might not be always good. Too much negative might not always be good. So it's good to have that balance, and always have empathy in many things you do.
Oh, I love that. You just really summarized the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing with this vlog, right? It's not only art that we're talking about, but we're talking about how you can really impact lives, and how our mindsets and how we treat each other as neighbors, you know, here in Coquitlam can really be different if we know each other and if we engage, especially if we appreciate those talents that are among us, such as the talents in you. So I just want to thank you so much for taking this time and sharing, you know, your amazing talent with me and with the community. And I hope that other people in the community will get to know you as much as, you know, the time that we've spent today just chatting. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well.
Thank you for watching another of On Location. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.